you go by yourself. But if you want to go fast, you go with other people. And so learning how to be collaborative, how to share space, learning how to share resources, learning how to not only just care about yourself and your brand, but
Welcome to another episode of Entrepreneurship Exposed with your guy, Beez, where we talk about everything related to entrepreneurship, but always with a twist of business acquisitions, mergers and acquisitions, M&A, true wealth. Let's go. And today, for those of you who know me, you guys know that I have pillars of success. And those pillars of success are no fluff, right? It starts with networking. Then it goes to, you got to leave some people behind. Then you got to buy seats at tables. And then you got to build your own table. And then those 4 pillars, I also have a foundation of financial literacy with a roof of always seeking knowledge. So today, we're going to dive into that first pillar, networking, because we got the one, the only Danielle P. Jeter. Let's go. I feel like that's like maybe it's because of Derek Jeter or something. I'm just like, it's like an athlete thing and you got to come bursting through and stuff right now. Welcome to the show, Danielle. How you feeling?
I feel amazing. Thank you so much for bringing me onto your show. It is an honor. I know you are, a really big pillar and a big wig in entrepreneurship and business here in South Florida. So I'm grateful to have the acquaintance and to continue to build with you. So thank you so much. I'm ready to get into it. And let me just say before you continue, those 5 pillars, you saw me, I saw
that.
Oh my gosh, that philosophy, those 5 pillars of success is absolutely on point. It's amazing. So for everybody who just heard that, take that advice and run with it. It is like, it's perfect. It's perfect advice. It's true. I know it to be true to my entrepreneurship journey as well.
Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to elaborate on it a little bit first before we get deeper into who you are and get into the real discussion. But like I said, the first pillar of success, these are not, it sounds like fluff. I used to be the person that didn't like Tony Robbins because I would go, you go to Tony Robbins things, Tony would be like, yeah, you can do it. If you believe, you can achieve. And I'm sitting there, I'll be in the crowd like, well, how? I need to know how. Don't give me the fluff. I got the motivation. I don't need the motivation. Give me the instructions, and then I'll execute on it. But then I started realizing he wasn't really just selling motivation. He was selling a mindset. And then I started to develop my own pillars. Right. And I realized that my success, every time I had a windfall of, new business, new deals, more money coming in, it always boiled down to these things. But networking. But it's not just who you know, it's who knows you.
Who knows you?
There you go. Because I use the example all the time. I know Elon Musk, for example, right? But he don't know me, so it don't really matter, right? So it doesn't make a difference. But, here goes the thing now. Networking is important. You're going to lead, you got to find deals. This is the number one. That's why it's one on the list. But then you're also going to have those people that's going to be, they're just not on the same journey as you. It may be your family, it may be friends, whatever. And, it's similar to when people say, surround yourself with the right people, surround yourself with 5 millionaires, you might become the 6th, right? So I say actively leave some people behind too. It could be, you love them, but they're just not on the journey. They're toxic in your entrepreneurial, efforts, and you just have to leave them behind. You can't carry people up the mountain. You could show them where to step, but if they don't want to step on their own, leave them behind and you keep climbing.
And some people, you outgrow spaces as well.
Yes.
And when you implement these, for example, these 5 pillars of success, you're going to accelerate your success. So some people might still be working towards their goal, but they taking the slow route.
Yes.
And have outgrown that space because you're accelerating at a quicker pace, so.
Hey guys, okay, before we get to the episode, I just had to take a moment to say thank you to everybody that's been supporting Entrepreneurship Exposed. Your guy Beez here, and just having a great time having these conversations, showing you every aspect of entrepreneurship, because there's a lot of things out there that are, seems like all the glitz and the glam, everything looks good, but we want to make sure that you see some of the obstacles, not things that will stop you, but just things that you need to know before you dive into this world of entrepreneurship. If you like this content, you like these videos, please just do me a favor and just make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure that you click the like button, comment on it, just tell me what you feel about each topic so I'll know how to adjust for other topics and have other guests on. And make sure that you hit the notification bell, because YouTube's kind of weird like that, and if you don't have that notification bell, even if you're subscribed to me, you won't see a lot of my content. All right, so if you would like to support us, that would be the best way. Thank you so much. Now back to the episode.
Exactly.
Sometimes you just outgrow the environment, and it's just like, I just have to continue to move forward no matter what.
There you go. And then one of the best ways that I found after that, because I was always seeking like information, right? I was like, yo, how you got $10,000 to put down on a house? What'd you do? Like at the same time, you had $10,000.
Exactly.
I didn't figure it out, right? And nobody was telling me information. And I was like, damn, this sucks. But then I realized, nah, you got to pay to play sometimes, right?
Yeah, I learned that too.
I started finding mentors. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pay you for your help in, understanding this, guiding me through that. I started going to business conferences. I'm paying to play because I'm paying.
Yeah.
I wouldn't only go to the general audience. I'd get the VIP ticket.
VIP. For me, I'm stage and backstage. Okay, that's what I'm doing. It's like,
there we go. And it's not because you flossing. It's not because you just like, yeah, I'm VIP only. It's because I want to sit next to the other people who paid that VIP ticket too and network with them. Use the first pillar, right? So
they think like me. They're like me. They're like-minded.
There you go. Same journey again, right? Like-minded. And now you might build and create something new. And then on top of that, some people, we always say, get in the room. You got to get in the room. Yeah, but what you do when you're in the room is more important, right? Because I could buy that VIP ticket and then sit closer to stage and not talk to nobody. And I just wasted my money. I could have did that in the general seats, right?
Well, when you do get a chance to talk to people, all you do is ask them for a photo.
Yeah. Like, no. I have a great story to tell you about that in a second too. But so you have to buy seats at tables. But while you're at those tables, you need to be networking. And you had left some people behind in order to get at those tables.
And sometimes you might have to show up to the table by yourself.
There you go. Show up to the table by yourself. But guess what? When you're at the table, everybody's always focused on, you're in some sort of mentorship or something, and you're focused on, I got to speak to the mentor. I got to talk to him. Hey, can I call you? Blah, blah, blah. Right. No. Build your own table. Network with the other members of the community. Network with the other people that's in those VIP seats. Because now y'all might build and become the next mentors and the next big stories. Yes. So you got to build your own table as well.
You need that team, that camaraderie, so that y'all can ascend and accelerate quicker. As you can see, I'm all about how can we get there faster and quicker. But you go faster when you go together. That is an age-old African proverb.
Yes.
You can go, if you want to go, slow, you go by yourself. But if you want to go fast, you go with other people. And so learning how to be collaborative, how to share space, learning how to share resources, learning how to not only just care about yourself and your brand, but also care about the livelihood of the brands around you that you're connecting and the value that you bring to the table. So it's bigger than just what you got going on, but it's like, how can then we collectively join together? And that's an issue. That is an issue in our community.
Yeah, it's the crabs in the barrel mentality. Right. And I do everything I can to dispel that, to say, listen, we got change. There's so much that we could win together. You said the African proverb is saying how you could go fast, but it's also you could go far, right? Because together you can help each other to go far. One person's falling, I'm tired. Well, I carry you, bro. Let's go. You gonna carry me that next month too, right? Help me out. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
So, okay, those are the pillars of success. But then I had to, I built a house with it and said, I was doing all of these things in business, but I also needed to know financial literacy. I needed to know how the system works. I needed to know how money moves so that I could do better with it. And then on top of it was the roof that covers us from all the weather and the rain and the inclement, situations. It's always seeking knowledge because things is always changing, right? And you never stop learning. I'm a mentor, I teach, but I am learning every single day as well.
Right.
So, okay. I have to break that out because, pillars of success is important. But now
I hope that's a book or a course or a challenge or something.
See, that's already it's like embedded in the BBI in my community where I teach acquisitions. Right.
What's up? All right. Let's just say y'all better join this community.
You need to be talking about. We're doing some amazing thing. Everybody in the audience, y'all need to be in BBI. Let's go. We changing lives. Let's get it. But tell the people more about you, where you come from, what you do, and how you got to where you are today.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start different on this particular podcast. Okay. I was at the podcast summit. Shout outs to my cousin, David Shands of Social Proof Podcast. And he hosted with his team, the podcast summit. And I was a part of it. I was one of the speakers. I spoke twice during that summit. So this is my recoup day. It was, you know how the conferencing is and the summits are. It's a lot of energy, but it's great energy. And we did a networking activity in the audience. And a lady asked me a question during our game, and she said, what do you believe your purpose is? And essentially, like, what do you believe your purpose is, your journey, like, why? Like, what is your why? And I answered that question by saying that my purpose is to spread a positive light, be a light in this dark world, in these dark times, and shine my light as bright as I can every time I have an opportunity to show up, every time a door opens for me. And it doesn't matter in what way God will use my skills, my talents, and my abilities, because I'm multi-talented. I do a lot of things, and that's a blessing. But in whatever direction he asks me to go and whatever he asks me to how to use it, I know that I have to use my light for good. So I know for sure that is my God-given purpose. That is my God-given journey, because everywhere I go, I light up the room. Everywhere I go, people will notice me. They will respond to me, and I'm always then responsible to share what I like to call God vibes, so I vibrate on love, I vibrate on positivity, and I'm just here to make sure that goes around. So whether that's me showing up as the business professional, whether that's me showing up as the speaker, the moderator, the panelist, or maybe that's me working behind the scenes to help you bring your vision to life. Or that could be me performing as an artist, because that's how I got into business. Whatever that is, it's to be positive. So that is my purpose. I am from Philadelphia. I live in Miami. I studied theater arts and African American studies and dance at Spelman College. So I graduated as an artist degree in dance theater.
Okay. You D9? You D9?
Say that again.
Are you D9?
What's D9?
No,
I did not pledge Divine 9, but I danced all through college. So if y'all seen Drumline, I was a part of the Drumline, backing it up, getting it going, getting homecoming popping. But yeah, I was on the Morehouse College dance team, and I was a part of the marching band, and I danced, through college. I did hip hop dance, I did liturgical dance, I did theater dance. So I was just a part of the school's entertainment. Wherever they needed a dancer, I was there performing. So that's what I did in college, along with my studies. And I graduated school, and by the time I graduated at 20 years old, I had a business. And I launched AOI Events and PR. And I've been full-time as an entrepreneur since the age of 20, about 19, 20 years old. And 15 years later, I'm in a space where I'm just continuing to evolve. I'm continuing to grow as an entrepreneur. And I want to utilize my experience, as an entrepreneur with the expertise in marketing and public relations and branding, and really coaching and training other entrepreneurs on how to scale their businesses to 6 figures. And then 7 and 8, because my experience, it was, I bootstrapped my business, and that's not something that I want anybody to experience. It was extremely difficult. And I think that, it held back my success, whereas I could have accelerated quicker if I had access to funding, if I had access to more opportunities like that, and had financial literacy.
Or
if
you acquired a business instead of starting it from scratch.
Well, sir, we need to have an offline conversation, because we're about to do something major. Okay, we're finna buy a business, another business, blow a business up. We're going to do something, because I've been intentional about wanting this, and I've been so intentional that I pray about it. That's how intentional I am about the things that I do. So this might be the answer to what I've been praying for, which is I need to do something drastically different with this business. I need to sell this business. I need to scale it. I need to purchase it. Like, we need to do something, because it's time for it to go to another level. I have brought it to where it needs to. But this is a podcast about the people, okay? So let me bring back, I'm going to get a discovery call with you on the side.
Yeah. We're going to make it happen. So now explain to me, what is this concept that we are talking about? Because we all know networking is obviously part of my pillars of success. But what is viral networking? How are we exposing that today?
So viral networking, this is interesting. We just gonna make this up right now. So
let's go.
But networking is extremely important, and I think that all businesses should have a networking strategy. And so that was definitely one of the ways that I've been able to do national business and international business, because I value the power of building relationships. And that means that you have to nurture the relationship. That means that you have to be consistent. You have to communicate. You have to deliver. You have to over deliver, because people will write you off if you don't deliver or do what you said you're going to do. And that creates bad reputation for you and your brand. So you definitely want to make sure that you have a solid networking strategy, and it goes beyond going to the summits and going to the conferences and getting people's information. But then what do you do after everybody's settled back home and you have 20 business cards? And personally, I stopped printing business cards, but now we have digital cards. But even before the digital cards, I stopped printing business cards because people weren't following up. So I'm giving you my business card and it's collecting dust. And so that is an expense. So therefore, if you're really serious about me, like, put my number in your phone, give me a call, let's set it up. But I don't have no business card to give you. I'm sorry. Like, connect with me online. Connect with me online.
Hey, I feel you on that. Sure. But it's things have changed though. So I'm gonna give the audience a tip right now. This is one of the things that I do regarding networking. Like I said, those pillars of success are not fluff. I actually structure my life, my business life, and my personal life around those things. Now, here's one thing that I do, because you mentioned you gotta stay consistent. You gotta, the longer you're out of someone's mind, the less they gonna remember you or think of you when they need something that you could be the right person for, right? So what I do, anyone that I am extremely interested in networking with, I put a list together and I reach out to them and just say, hey, like every quarter, every 3 months, right? It's just like a reminder on my phone and my calendar, and it's like networking reach out. Go to my list and be like, yeah, damn, I forgot this person. Hey, man, just saying hi. I hope all is well. Hit me up anytime if you need anything, blah, blah. I ain't asking them for nothing. I'm not selling nothing. I'm just making sure that they remember I exist. Right. And I believe that's it's worked for me. It's helped me nurture relationships with people, billionaires that, call me and hit me up for things because I always stay on the top of their mind as well.
Right.
What do you think about that strategy? Is that helpful overall for networking?
Absolutely. A follow-up process is so important, so you found a follow-up process that works for you. And I love that, so there's a number of things that, people can add on, to that, which is also building out, your email list. And so you could segment out an email list. So obviously you're going to have your general email list where, you should be sending out emails on a regular basis every day is really the rule of thumb. You need to be emailing people every single day on your newsletter list, on your blast list. But you can also create a segment of that list that is your stakeholders. And your stakeholders may be your mentors, your business partners, your investors, board members, people who are actually vested in your growth and who are doing business with you. And you could do a quarterly update to them. Hey, this is what has happened in my business. These are the things that I've been able to accomplish. These are the things that I'm working on. These are the ways that you can get involved. These are the ways that I want to support your business. And it's kind of like doing a report to the stakeholders for your business. And so those are for those high level people who, you're actually making a lot of moves with, or you aspire to do. I think it's very genuine. I think it's very thoughtful, to keep them abreast of what you have going on, because social media is loud and busy. And not everybody's going to see your updates on social media, but if you take the time to, be intentional about that newsletter, it could really build, a relationship. And for me, I've been in the business of building relationships for 15 years as a publicist and servicing clients doing PR work. And simply, you hire a publicist to make connections for you, to connect the dots, to make moves for you, to, pretty much bring your vision and your brand into different rooms and different opportunities. So we have to know people. We have to be able to have those relationships. And one of the other ways, being very intentional is like, listen, pick up the phone and call people. Pick up the phone and have a human conversation with them, like before you send a text. Yes, text is convenient, but I've definitely found different responses. Like I get more yeses if I call somebody versus sending them a text, because I think that it puts a little bit more intentionality behind the request or whatever the case may be for them to, to respect that. And people, it's just an age-old concept that is dying, and people appreciate a phone call.
That's a weird one though, Jeter, I must say, because I've seen vehemently people who are like, don't call me, just send me a text. Right? like you call someone out of the blue and they're not expecting. It's like, what the hell are you calling me for? Send me a text first so I know what you want. Then we can potentially talk. But I understand what you're saying. I agree with it. I just seen the opposite too, right? Like, do you not see that?
They're not really trying to get. They must hate money. They're not really trying to get that. It's just an inconvenience for you to have a conversation. I mean, that's business is relations. It's relationships.
True, but okay.
They must hate money.
But we got to play devil's advocate too, though, right? So you and I were both at Better Way Conference, for example, right?
Yes.
And at Better Way Conference, because I spoke, and then I had the vendor booth, I literally have about maybe 80 people that are in my phone that have texted me and have hit me up of 101 different things. So I have to say that at that moment, I cannot get on a phone call with 80 something people. My time is precious too, and the things that I'm doing, right? So how would you address that then? Or is it still okay to just, focus on the text messages as well, but it's better for the one, especially the ones you really want to network with, it's better for getting on a call. What would you say between those two?
Yeah, I would say if your time is limited, you could really segment out to the people who you really want to get in touch with right away, because you may have come up with an idea or a potential business opportunity where y'all can align. So you kind of want to get in front of that. And while, they remember who you are, while the energy is still high from the event, if it's, a couple people, if it's, 5 or 6 people who you're like, yo, for sure, we have synergy. Let me make sure that I get on their calendar, so you could be intentional about it. And then everybody else, you could do, a general follow up to the other people as well, but just, continue to nurture those relationships.
I love it. And for example, yes, there was a lot of people reaching out to me. They wanted to connect with me for a variety of things, but there was at least 2 people that I got connected with. I want to reach out to them. So I guess that's what you're saying, right? It's like, I'm going to focus on those who I really want to connect with more than anything, and then, take it to the next level. For example, at the Better Way Conference, where I first met and now partner with Derek Faye. And I'm going to keep telling this story because I'm so happy about it.
Congratulations. Yes.
I was like, damn. He came over and said he heard about me and what I'm doing, and he, happy to meet me. I was like, me? I was like, I'm happy to meet you. And, I then shot my shot, right? He went on stage and spoke. This is a billionaire investor. He's exited over 1.2 billion in his acquisition. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then he came off the stage, and I didn't even have all of this prepared, but I got it ready. I hit up Brendan, and I was like, yo, Brendan, bro, I need you. Would you please record me and Derek real quick? He's like with the whole thing with the lights and all. I was like, yeah, right over there. I'm gonna take up that little spot right there. So, Rhonda, thank you so much. I appreciate it. See, my whole community, Rhonda, part of the community, and she saw me yesterday and the last few days just smiling about this. Here it comes. Brendan sets up the equipment to film us. We've got these 2 chairs. And I was like, Derek, I'd love to interview you really quick. He's like, oh, yeah, sure. I was like, okay, good. I got him. That's the first thing. I got him. Then I sit down. I didn't even know what I was going to ask, but I made it up in my head. I was like, all right, we're going to do 3 questions with Derek Faye. I will say that this is a skill that it's not that you're born with it. Some people are, but you still have to nurture it. How to pivot in conversations, how to work the room like Jita does.
Let's talk about it.
You know, so I had him sit down. And then I asked him my 3 questions. And the last question, I shot my shot again. I explained the deal that I'm getting into, an acquisition, roll up. And I told him, listen, I'm going to give you equity. And you don't got to do nothing. I'm going to take care of everything. I just want to give you equity and you consult us and your resources behind us to consult us to a 9-figure exit.
Wow.
He was like, I'm in. And now he hit me up as soon, he texted me though. He didn't call me. He texted me as soon as he reached home. It was like, hey, it's a pleasure meeting you. I believe in relationships more than anything because deals are easy to do, but I think this could be a powerful relationship. I was like, wow. Let's go.
Wow. That's amazing. That's a great skill.
Thank you. I'm super excited. But let's elaborate a little bit on that. How do you pivot and navigate? Like, I know people who get lost in their head and I don't know what to say next. And they can't think ahead and read the room to see what they're saying to say, oh, let me not go down that route. And, you know, how do you pivot in conversations? Well, how did you get so good at it?
So a science behind that is keep the spotlight on the other person. Make the conversation about them. You know, position yourself to be very acquisitive about who they are. Be curious about them. Be intrigued about what they have going on. Congratulate them what they have going on. Just listen to what they have going on. Every person loves the opportunity to share about themselves. And if they can sit and talk about themselves, you know? So you want to avoid taking the conversation over and just saying and running off all of your accomplishments like it's a resume. You know what I'm saying? Like let that person shine, and you'll break down a lot of barriers and a lot of walls that way too, because they'll start to feel comfortable, and you're going to create a space where you see them and you're acknowledging them. And so that happened to me at the podcast summit. I got introduced to a very high profile COO of a celebrity figures business. And when I was first introduced to her, obviously she didn't know who I was. So she really wasn't super interested in like talking to me, because she probably looked at me as like, I don't know who she is. Like she probably, you know what I'm saying? Like what? So I began to just push forward and have a conversation with her. Started out with complimenting her, asking her about, you know, what she does, and asking her just more questions about her day-to-day work, asking her, you know, what opportunities she's open to. And by the end of it, we went to the summit. We didn't even really exchange contacts right there. Her guard might have still been up a little bit, but I did connect with her on Instagram. But by the time the summit was over, she had reached out to me through a friend that night and invited me out to her hotel lobby where they was having a mixer after the summit. And she was so happy to see me, and she, you know, I came and now I have her phone number. Now we're on first name basis, you know, and just making the opportunity to have that quick conversation about that person is definitely a science that will allow you to, press forward.
And you know, I love that, because what did you do? You made her remember you. It's not who you know, is who knows you. So she remembered you, and then she even tried to reach out. And you didn't come to her with, hey, what can you give me? It was just a conversation.
Just a conversation. I have no idea together. Yeah. I still don't have an idea, but to have a connection to someone in that organization is priceless.
Yes.
You know?
And another tactic that I use in that realm is I always like to look into the person, even if it's right. I never heard of them before that. I'm like, okay, hold up. Google real quick. Oh, they did that. Okay, cool. And then I'm not going to jump into it, but if we start in the conversation, and then somewhere in the conversation, I'm going to work it in. Oh yeah, I know you were in, you spent some time in China, right? Yeah, I actually speak Mandarin. I actually had opened up businesses there, and I've done certain things there, blah, blah. Wow, you speak Mandarin? You've been to China too? Yeah. And then now we connected because, you know,
connect
exactly. You find that something to connect on. And then even more powerful is find some value that you can offer them.
Exactly.
There we go. I remember a billionaire.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I remember this billionaire I spoke to one time, Melvin, and he was like, I never asked him for anything. Everybody else was asking for stuff. Then I offered him something that could help grow his business because I knew he wanted it based off of the conversations that he was having before that I overheard. Right. And from that moment, now this is a guy who calls me on a random day to say, hey, Beez, just checking up on you. How you doing? I got this deal and you may be interested in hearing more about it. Like, wow, the guy's calling me. So I love that about networking overall. You got to do those types of things. What'd you say?
Yeah, I was going to add that, what was I going to add? Dang, it slipped my mind. But it'll come back to me. Just to add on to just another strategy, another tip is, in order to steal the room, you got to show up looking like $1 million, right? That's my brand.
That's you. Remember I said that about you when you came to Better Way. I was like, damn, superstar, look at you. Right now, you fly fashion all the time. Every time I see you. So that's 100% you.
Because, thank you so much, Beez, because what that does is that's your brand. And this tip was given to me when I was a young entrepreneur, when I was like in my early 20s. There was a designer in Philadelphia, a fashion designer that I have worked with for years, and we still work together till this day. And he approached me and wanted to help build my image consulting. And he began to design fashion for me. He began to give me styling tips on what I should wear to position myself as a high-powered businesswoman, because that was never really something that I focused on. Not saying that I didn't know how to dress, but he made it a point to make it a part of my brand. And he would create these signature suit jacket, almost like tops for me. So that top is kind of a part of that signature look that he has given me, even this just being like a nice funky top as well. So I would suggest hey, if you're really serious about interacting with high performing, high achieving people, billionaires, millionaires, 7, 8 figure, 9-figure earners, you could definitely, be intentional about your look, but be consistent with it too, because that will open doors. People will be like, hey, where'd you get that from? It's a statement piece. Make sure you have statement pieces in your wardrobe, whether it's I have a jeweler now who styles me as well. She styled my jewelry. So I have a fashion stylist and a jewelry stylist.
Let's go, girl. Let's do it. I got a question for you, though.
Brand and the imaging.
So I got a question for you, though, right? So I agree exactly with what you just said. But I also feel there's different ways to make statements, right? So I only, the majority of the time, 90% of the time, wear my own brand. It's always, I buy businesses, shirts and stuff like that. And I believe it's still making a statement, even though it's a simple shirt, it's my own t-shirt, my own hat and all of this stuff. But it's a statement because when I go into the room, people are like, you buy businesses? Yep. How you do that? Most people don't know how you can buy a business or that it's even possible. So by me having this statement, because it even says on the bottom, ask me how. And that leads to so much more conversation. So do you agree that there could be different ways of making a statement? It's not just about, LVMH and them, the Louis, it's not just about the luxury brands. It's about your statement overall that you want, the impression you want to leave to people.
Yeah, absolutely. A statement piece doesn't have to be something that is, Louis Vuitton. Actually, that's called flashy. That's not even, it's a little bit more style and pizzazz to it. You know what I'm saying? So I say yes. I definitely see people, wearing their brand. And every time I see it, I'd be like, oh, dang, I should have got some of my brand on it. And I forget, so I need to get some sort of there's also some women that I know, they get these nice lapel pins and it's the name of their business. or you can get those nameplates, a branded nameplate that has your name and your business on it and your logo. So then that can go on anything, so it's a dainty, but it's still a branding piece. So whatever way you want to go about it, there's a commitment at every level. Either you're going to get the t-shirts made and printed and wear them, or you're going to, go the extra mile and figure out some nice statement pieces and jewelry and jackets you can wear, or you're going to find those customized items that you can pin onto yourself or something of that sort and wear it. And one of the other things that I used to do as well when I was in Philadelphia, I have a community called Women in Media Global. And we empower, equip, and encourage women to own their voices. So we work with women who are in media, entertainment, and business. And so that community is really, really big and strong in Philadelphia because that's where the brand was founded. So it's almost like a mafia of them there. And I would have speaking engagements and I would go to the events and I would be on the stage, but I would bring my crew with me and they would be dressed in our Women in Media apparel. So then it looks like I have an entourage or like a tribe with me and they're asking them, so it even makes another statement to see you showing up with the support of 7 women, who are wearing your brand or representing your brand and answering those questions and passing out the information that we have. So there's a lot of ways you can spin this up, it all works. Just decide if something works for you.
Well, now I'm going to be looking for that lapel pin or something. My suit is going to say BBI or I buy businesses or something, right? I'm about to step it up too. Let's go.
Those are great ideas.
I think it's time that we got to pop this world of networking, especially when you could go viral through networking. We got to pop it overall. We got to talk about the pros, the opportunities, and of course, the problems and things that people need to be, wary of, but it don't stop you from networking. It just means that you got to be careful on how you do it, right? So what would you say are the pros of networking overall and viral networking?
The endless opportunities to build brand new relationships. You never know, the next hand you're going to shake might be the person who will be your next business partner. It might be the person that will introduce you to, a potential opportunity to do business. So these people are powerful. They all come with their own talents. They come with their own opportunities, their own experiences. So you never know, what that exchange will do. You should treat all of them the same. Treat all of those exchanges the same.
Definitely. You never know how it could benefit you and how it could help build so much more. So if you don't mind, I'm going to give an opportunity for the O, right? And I always tie it back to business acquisitions, right? And if you practice your networking from now, when you are trying to acquire a business, you're speaking to the seller, it will work in your favor 1,000-fold. Because that is the most important aspect of acquiring the business. It's not just the financials and looking it over when you're doing your due diligence. Right. It's building the rapport with the seller. I have sellers that are like, I need him to own my company. And they're telling the broker, hey, forget about the other deals, the other offers. Let's talk to that guy only. Because I built that connection with them and they love me and they want me to be the one that that's gonna take over their business and potentially partner with them if we're doing like some seller financing, because we still got to be in touch and pay over time. So, that's what I would say is the opportunity, because with so many businesses for sale, you have the pick of the litter if you are proficient in networking and building rapport.
Wow, that's a powerful tool. I agree with that 100%.
All right. There we go.
That will never go away. Doing that research shows how intentional you are about it, how poised you are, and how interested, you are really, because anybody can just reach out without doing that extra step and getting to know that person. So that's a good tip. Yeah.
Let's go.
I found our viral networking. I found the viral part of the networking.
Okay.
I know what comes through. This is an opportunity to go viral while you're networking. Okay. So this year, the rest of this year and going into the next year, into the future, I need you to prioritize going to industry events that have red carpets. And when you actually see, when I say red carpets, I mean that you are at the Oscars, you are at the BET Awards, you are at maybe Art Basel with really big brands, and they actually have a step and repeat with journalists and cameras on the red carpet, taking the footage of the celebrities. The thing about these particular red carpets, I'm not talking about the ones that's just set up at a mastermind and anybody can go over there and take their picture for Instagram. I'm talking about a media service that is intentionally executed by the event organizers and a PR agency. So what happens on these red carpets is we, the journalists and the PR companies, call in all the major media outlets to be a part of the red carpet. And we let them know that, hey, we have A-list celebrities, we have B-list celebrities coming. We have these, influential, millionaires and billionaires are going to be there. These change agents, these politicians, all these people who are the who's who of the community is going to be at my red carpet. And these are all of the names. You should come. The media comes and takes these opportunities. You can do media interviews on the red carpet, but guess who else is on the red carpet at these events? Guess where the images that you see with Getty images on it? Yeah. Those are red carpet events, and everybody wants to get a Getty image. And it's like, how do I get a Getty image? Well, you go to a red carpet event, a high profile event, and you get the opportunity to work the red carpet. So you might say, well, Jeter, I'm not a celebrity. I don't know how I'm going to walk the red carpet. Well, this is how you walk the red carpet. You work with a publicist, so somebody who has a PR agency who specializes in it, who can get your name on the list. Basically, you need to figure out how to get on the list. You need to call all of your rich and bougie friends, all of your rich and successful friends and say, hey, are you going to this event? Let me go with you. If you know NFL players, if you know, the tennis players, if you know the rappers of the world, if you know the politicians of the world, go with them. Be a part of Entourage, go to that event, and girl, you work that red carpet. So I realized that I have Getty images up because I go to the red carpets and I walk the red carpets. And that's how you can create a viral networking moment.
So can I ask my rich friend Jeter if you can bring me red carpet event, please? Thank you.
You know what? Yes, let's do that. Definitely for Art Basel, there's going to be, I got a red carpet Getty image during Art Basel.
I'm holding you to that. You know what? I got a gift for you. Just because you said that. Before I do that, before I show you my gift, we got to talk about it.
I hope that didn't go, I hope it was at a level that was, the information was, easy to understand.
Oh, 100%.
Okay. And I didn't go too fast.
No. I love that. You're getting in the right. It's basically, again, getting in the right rooms. It's buying your seats at tables. It's doing what you got to do to be in front of the right people. And then while you're there, what do you do while you're there? You got to network. You got to be known, right? So
get on that carpet.
Let's
be
go.
Cute. Get on that carpet. Post. And then you find your image on Getty.com, GettyImages.com, and you can just search your name and the image will come up.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we gotta talk about the problems, though. Things to look out for when it comes to networking and such. What would you say are problems in that realm?
The biggest problem is the lack of follow-up when we go to these events on everybody's part. The person you gave the number to and the person who that exchange, y'all both exchange contact information. It's a failed opportunity. It's a lost opportunity when we don't actually put a couple of hours aside in our work schedules to do our follow-ups. So that's where the strategy part of the networking should come in, and you can utilize the power of your team, the power of virtual assistants, but have a system and a workflow. If you are a person who is an avid event goer, because a lot of us are, purchasing and buying our way into these rooms, they're paying to play, to go to the big conferences and to travel, outside of your state to meet up with industry leaders and intelligent people. So have that, 1, 2, 3 step process in your business as a strategy, networking strategy. Yes, you got into the room. Yes, you got the contact, but the strategy doesn't end there. The strategy ends when you're able to make that reach. The person responds to you and you're able to, prayerfully get on their calendar. And if not, just at least have that follow-up rapport going and y'all just build from there. That is the biggest problem that I see.
Agreed. And I would also add that it can be detrimental to you if you don't follow up and live up to your word. You say you can do this, blah, 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 you was networking and you lying about stuff and then you can't follow through, then you're going to have negative PR against
Exactly.
You. And some people would say any PR is good PR, but I don't believe so. I don't need the negative with me as well.
It also makes the publishers work harder.
There you go.
The next part that comes out, but I agree with that. You know, the number one rule, you know, is to always show up. That's the number one rule in networking, is to show up. Don't make excuses why you can't show up. Show up. And like you said, make sure you follow up and follow through. And you rinse and repeat those actions. You show up, you follow up, and you follow through.
There you go. Show up, follow through. Let's get it. Now, Gita, so here's the thing. The way that most companies scale their business is through acquiring another one, then they roll it into their business and scale, right? It's like, okay, you got a PR company. What's something in the PR world that as a PR company, you have to pay for a lot? Like, you know, like
we pay content creators, and we also pay digital marketers and SEO marketing as well. Okay.
So instead of paying a separate company, or instead of saying, hey, let me build out my own digital marketing team, my SEO and everything, and, you know, build that up, you just acquire one and roll it into yours, right? Yes. And media, especially, is extremely powerful. Disney didn't become as big as it is right now because of those parts. It's because Bob Iger started saying, hey, we got to acquire media, ABC,
exactly,
and all of these things so that they can control the narrative.
Come on, you better preach to the people.
Let's go. So Gita, my question to you, do you see yourself acquiring something that you could then roll up into your business and scale that way?
Oh, absolutely. If that is the solution to my pain, let's do it tomorrow. Where I got to come, what I got to do. I'm ready to take action.
You ready to take action?
I'm ready to take action.
All right, team, let's throw up the first gift for Gita. Let's put it up on the screen real quick. Let's see what we got for Gita, because she said she's ready to take action.
I listen, relieve my pain, Dr. Beez.
Let's go. Okay. Let's see what the first thing we got up. Let's get rid of those, the names on the bottom right there. Let's get rid of those names too.
Oh, a digital travel. Ooh, in a magazine.
Ma'am. Yes. Yes.
Oh, employees. Okay, let's see the cash flow. The asking price is 2.4.
They left off something though, off the title. This digital travel and tourism magazine has over 3 million subscribers. Yep. So you would walk into that audience to do it with as you please, to promote to as you please, to put your own business or whatever inside the magazine, and, you know, it's advertising as you please. Now they're asking for 2.4 for this, 2.4 million, and keeping over 600,000 a year. They're grossing 681. I haven't done the valuation myself to see, you know, if this is an accurate valuation, but this is my first gift for you. Is this something that you would be interested in?
Yeah, Brittany, send a link.
Britt, you've been called out to send that link. Britt will take care of it. The team will send that link. They're going to send you the information. You can handle it yourself if you want, but of course, if you need my help.
I need your help.
Okay, well then.
Send the help link and all the links.
Let's go. The help link coming. Well, okay, so remember this one, right? So 2018, it was established. How many employees? Zoom back in one more time.
It said it's 8 employees.
8 employees.
I like a small team.
Yeah. And once it's over 5, then it's good, because then under 5 tends to be less turnkey. You have to be more involved. But over 5 is kind of the threshold that I've seen. So 2018 is a little young for me. I like older businesses, but hey, if it has the proof in the pudding and the financials look good and everything, this could be a good one for you.
You know what? Y'all are spot on the money. Shout outs to the team, you know, behind the scenes, because y'all know I'm the travelpreneur and I don't sit down.
Let's go.
This is absolutely perfect. This is
all right. That's what's up. So let's throw up the second gift for Gita.
What we finna buy? We might be buying 2 of them.
What we got else? Here we go. Highly profitable Salesforce business. Asking 6.5 million, keeping, they gross 4.3, and they're keeping, it's almost like a 50% profit margin. They're keeping 2.1. Wow.
So I don't know if I know what a Salesforce business is.
So it's most like, and we haven't contacted them to get the full details on everything, but it's more like, well, first of all, Salesforce is a company that has a platform, that everyone uses, their CRM, their customer relationship management. So this is probably something based around Salesforce, but it's also probably actual sales agents that can then be hired out to or contracted out to different companies to do the sales for them. It could be that. I don't know all of the details, but this is in the realm of the things that you do, right? It's in the realm of not only the CRM. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. And this is a larger acquisition. I know some people see it as like, oh, but 6.5 million? Yeah, but you got to know how to do it. It doesn't mean anything. When you go buy a property for $1 million, are you spending $1 million yourself? No. You put a deposit down and the bank takes care of the rest. But we also know how to do leverage buyouts to structure the deal in a way that it can pay for the acquisition itself.
Powerful.
Okay. So Gita, we already gonna give you these 2 gifts, and then we're gonna talk more so that we can get you. I'll help you with them as well.
Yeah, help me, Dr. Beez.
I love it. So Gita,
that's dope.
Gita, is there anything else that you like to leave our audience with regarding networking, regarding what you do, and especially tell them more of how they can find you, how they can connect with you, and then we'll drop it in the description below too.
Yes. So this was a great episode. Thank you so much to the entire team for having me. Viral Networking Xposed. This was fun. This was necessary. Listen, guys, make sure you take this information and you do something powerful with it, because networking can change not only your life and your situation, but the people that are attached to you as well. So don't be limited by a location, a zip code, an area. Network far and wide. Go as far as you possibly can. Meet people in different demographics, different ethnicities, speaking different languages, because that cultural connection is going to be able to bring a lot of inspiration to you and even resources to help you solve problems for your community. So make sure that this is a pillar that never dies in your business and that you prioritize it. And you can follow me right here on my Instagram and DM me the word networking so that I know that we connected here and I can send you a free networking gift, because Dr. Beez was so good to me. So now I want to be good to y'all.
Let's go.
The word networking, and I have strategies that I'm going to share with you. So go ahead and send that DM.
Well, Gita, thank you so much for coming on to Entrepreneurship Exposed. Thank you so much for helping us to expose the world of viral networking, expose why networking is so important overall. It is a pillar of success. Let me say that right. But thank you for all of your insight and your fun and vibrant, and you definitely know how to work the room. And I hope people learned from you today. So y'all already know what to do. Y'all know, like and subscribe. Subscribe on YouTube. Turn on that notification bell so that you don't miss these conversations. Subscribe on every podcast platform out there so that you could be in the gym, you're working out, and you could listen to conversations with Gita and so many. All right? And I will see you on the next episode of Entrepreneurship Exposed. It's your guy, Beez. Let's go. I'll see you later.